Okay, we're back in Legend Heroes Trails to Azure. Last time we pulled a prison break, and now we need to move into the finale. The cavalry has arrived. We should be in the one on the right. Unit 5 is Kevin's, and 9 is Wazy.
そちらこそ下法狩りいや千の守り手あだ名を変えたばかりなのにお役御免にならないようにね
確かにな。
しかしルフィナ殿から頂戴したあだ名とは良き名を名乗られたな、グラハム卿。
大きにいろいろあるみたいだな。
If you want to see the story, you gotta play Sky 3.
ロイド君、大変かと思うけど、キバリア、クロスベルの今の状況では外部からの助けは当てにできん。鍵を握るとしたら、今まで君がクロスベルで培ってきた絆やろ。
培ってきた絆？わかりました。肝に銘じておきます。
ロイドさん、エイドスの加護、それとエリーさんのこと、どうかよろしくお願いします。
ええ、もちろんです。なんだ？
光学迷彩機能を起動した。もちろん完璧ではないし、使用すると速度が落ちるなどのデメリットもあるがな。
このまま潜入したらすぐに高機動タイプの人形が迎撃に現れるだろう。まともにやり合ってもまず勝ち目はないだろうから。
なるほど、その隙に潜入するわけか。
ふん、聖杯の守り手の手並み見せてもらうとしよう。
The path we chose.
「なんとか潜入できたけどクロスベルそのものが四方と一体化しているような状況だ。ここから先は注意して動かないとまた人形が飛んでくるだろうね。
この飛行艇に頼るのも限界があるということか。
確かにこの船の大きさだと地上に降りればプレロマ層を介した網に捕らえられるであろうな。
そう、このままだと着陸すらできなくなってしまう。そこで七葉脈の力場の隙間を探知発見していこうと思うんだ。
力場の隙間？
七葉脈の力場は本来大地そのものを覆う巨大なものだ。だが大きな流れ同士の間にたまに隙間が生じることがあ
る。なるほど、そういった隙間なら着陸しても気づかれないわけか。
そういうことで、今いる地点がちょうどその場所ってわけさ。
ウルスラ感動の中州。前に幻獣が出現した場所の近くか。でもよく見つけられたな。
異変が起きる前にアッパスと調べておいたのさ。で少し小細工をしてからクロスベルを脱出したってわけ。
なるほど。
ふん、用意周到なことだ。
まあ今はここだけだから今後も着陸できそうな隙間を探していく必要があるけどね。それでどうする？どうせ結界があるからクロスベル市には入れないけど。
そうだな。それでも一度下ろしてもらおう。少しでもクロスベルの状況を知っておきたいし、ウルスラ病院がどうなっているか確かめておきたい気がする。
了解。
ならば降りるとしようか。ん？どうした？
いや、今更ではあるけど、サイトってどうして俺たちを助けてくれるんだ？
それにリベールの竜の話だと、君たち聖獣って司法をめぐる因縁については見守るだけで介入できないんじゃなかったっけ？
しかり古の名役がある。だが幻の司法が失われた現在、私の本来の使命もすでに終わっている。この身を縛る禁忌も薄れたゆえ、ある程度自由に動けるというわけだ。人の子らに少しばかり力を貸してやるくらいはな。
なるほど。
それでマフィアの軍用犬事件でも俺たち…
そういうことだ。無制限の助力はできんが、しばらくの間だけはこのまま力になってやろう。一応警察犬とやらに登録されている身でもあるしな。
分かった。ありがたく力を貸してもらうよ。
しばらくはこのメンツで動くことになりそうだね。地上に降りたいときはアッパスに声をかけてくれ。あとこのメルカバ内部にもいくつかの設備が整っている。装備、道具、工房機能。必要ならクルーに声をかけるといい。
ああ、了解だ。
So now we have Wazy and Zeit. And Wazy now has his ultimate move, the Akashic Arm. Zeit's a temp. Can't use quartz, but he does have high-level arts. He does not have an S-craft. And we can only control Lloyd aboard the Merkabah. Everyone else is on standby. You manage their equipment from camp. Yada yada. What they're saying is you can interact with people here. It's good that we found that gap between the septium veins influence on Ursula Road before things went downhill. From now on, we have to manually detect other blind spots around the state if we want to land elsewhere. Merkabah is short-handed as it is, so we're not exactly in an enviable position. That much is clear. All we can do is take this one step at a time. Finding our comrades, bringing Kia back, even in the most optimistic circumstances, I know it's not going to be easy. That it won't, so for now, we'll just have to do things the hard way. Nice to meet you. My name is Ventos, and I'm a squire with the church. I'm in charge of managing the ship's equipment. We have plenty of gear and accessories in stock, so let me know if you need anything before starting an operation. They only have you handling all that? Sounds like you guys are pretty strapped for personnel. To be fair, we were out of action the longest time until Father Wazy suddenly called on us. It was all we could do to pull together a skeleton crew on such short notice. It was a pretty urgent situation. It's been 2 years since we all worked together. I've really missed bossing all of you around. Right, I should get back to work. Working for Wazy must be rough. I'll bet he had a lot to talk about with the Testaments. Oh, right, I remember now. That's… So, why is that such a big jump? So that's 360, I'm just gonna remember that for a second. Oh, that's why. So yeah, I went ahead and got this for him, it's already obsolete, we never got to use it. Kagemaru. And let's embrace it. green charm, and this is the evergreen. So we're at 90%. Let's give him that. Try and remember what all we had him using. For him, you want to stress magical stuff. I wouldn't mind giving him that for the moment, at least. Passionate Rouge is not for him, though. So I'll just load him up on Machine Memorabilia for now. I think I'm gonna give him Emblem. So I'm ditching this, taking that off for this. Don't need that. So I'm content with him keeping his action too. He needs a cast. Actually, I'm better off putting the cast here. We need a Mind 3. Like, this will give him quite a few new spells. Last Disaster, Galleon Tower. Put that on for now. Oh. I was about to say, Zeit had Septium Vein, but when you push the button it just skips over. So yeah, Emblem is fairly defensive. Halo might be the fun one to use. But anyway, we need to find a bell for him eventually. Miscellaneous balms, cooking ingredients. 23 scope should be more than enough to get us the rest of the way.
で、結局どうする？
ああ、一度この場所に降りてみることになったよ。それはそうと、まさか君たちにこんな背景があったとはね。
全ては教会内部の対立。騎士団に批判的なエラルダ大司教の目をごまかすためでな。まさか最高位の騎士の一人が不良グループのヘッドを張っているとは誰も思うまい。
そりゃまあ確かにな。あ、でもテスタメンツとか聖戦とかやたらと宗教かかった言葉を使ってたような気もするんだけど。
そうか？かえって不謹慎な印象となってごまかせるかと思ったのだが。
まあ確かに独特な雰囲気のチームだったからごまかせていたとは思うよ。それですぐにでも降下できるのか？
隙間の位置は正確に把握できている。準備ができたら言うがいい。ならば準備ができたら声をかけるがいい。
So we're headed to St. Ursula Hospital, are we? Zeit? You needn't mind me, I was merely reminiscing. Speaking of which, we've been allies for many moons now. In spite of that, I believe this will be the first time we traveled the highway together. You're right. Funny how that works out, huh? Still, it's the first time for everything. We'll be counting on you down there, Zeit. Indeed, I look forward to observing your much-vaunted leadership abilities as well. You're the leader of the special support section, right? My name's Juno. I'm in charge of the engine room aboard the Merkabah Unit 9. You can also handle synthesizing quartz and tuning your battle ornaments here at our orbital factory. They train squires to do that. I've always been good with my hands, as it so happens. I enjoy this kind of work. Now that Ouroboros has shown their cards, the Church can't overlook their involvement. Hope we can work together to resolve this, Detective Annings. Of course, we're counting on you. I really badly want that cast, but I think I need this first. Okay, time to land.
隙間の位置はウルスラ感度。了解した。一応場所を確認するがいい。
一旦上空に戻るのか。
ああ、地上にとどまったままだと感知される危険があるからね。さてと、エイドスの名において性別されし七よ、ここにあり。
あ、マーブル先生と同じ。
聖杯の砲術か。
大地の子よ、空の金よ、その融合をもって大いなる目より逃れる小さき聖域を改めてなせ。はっ、
これは
力場の隙間を固定してくれる法人さ。僕ら以外には見えないおまじないもかかっていてね。まあしばらくの間ならなんと。
なるほど。しかしワジ、本当に教会の関係者なんだな。今までの言動を見てるといまいち実感がなかったけど。
お堅いのが趣味じゃないってのは別に変わっちゃいないからね。それでどうする？やっぱりウルスラ病院あたりに行ってみるかい？
ああ、様子を見に行こう。それと余裕があればクロスベル氏の方向も見ておきたいな。
それもよかろう。ただしプレロマ層のせいで街道に厳重が出現している状況だ。くれぐれも気をつけるがいい。
ああ、わかった。
それじゃあ行こうか。
So the warp circle will take you back to the Merkabah. Speak to Abbott, select destination on the map to travel that warp circle. Warp circles will increase throughout the story, even though there's not much story left.
行くぞ。
I was wondering if we could
よし。
put the Hound out front, but that settles that. Now, if this were New Game Plus, there should be an optional boss right there. But since it's just a new game, we don't have it. The other thing is, if you're wondering if I'm going to fight those, probably not. I'm playing this on Blue's PlayStation, and if I play through New Game Plus, I'd probably rather do it on my own system. It's pretty much the same reason why I haven't gone back to Zero, even though technically I can still do the hidden dungeon there too. Plus that was a dungeon, this is just 5 or 6 bosses, I forgot how many. gonna be getting the Triple S mobile back or not? Kindness Shell. So that's a new enemy type. It's a cryptid in quotes, I should say. So I believe we fought this the first time
始めるとしようか。
where we parked the Merkabah.
さて、
そこだ。
任せておけ。
Giant cryptid in the form of a hard-shell turtle distorts both space and time.
さてと、
Earth or Mirage? Yeah, I don't really have a good way to debuff him, do I?
任せておけ。
Whoa.
そこだ。それ。俺の番だな。エニグマ、駆動。
行くよ。エニグマ駆動。
Okay, this is starting to really annoy me.
Enigma, 駆動。
行くよ。
やっ。
任せておけ。
Yeah, that's not gonna help any.
俺の番だな。させるか。
やれやれ。
任せてくれ。はあ。や。よし。
よかろう。
I'm just gonna stick to arts.
俺の番だな。させるか。
やれやれ。エニグマ駆動。
よし。
さてと。
そこだ。
さあ、始めるとしよう。
いいね。
はっと。行くぞ。
Yeah, that was kind of worthless.
はあ。それ。
ブラッツェ、僕の番か。エニグマ
任せてくれ。エニグマ。それ。
やれやれ。エニグマ駆動。
任せておけ。
よし。
And we even get him on the 7th turn.
それ。
出直してきなよ。
いきなりだったな。しかしあんなのがいる状況で町から病院へのバスなんて ちゃんと。
難しいかもしれないね。国防軍の装甲車とかならなんとか行き来できそうだけど。
ということは市民の健康が損なわれている可能性もありそうだな。
因果なものだ。ウルスラが見たらさぞ嘆くかもしれんな。
ウルスラって聖女と白い狼の。って白い狼ってやっぱりツァイトなのか。
中世の時代に実在した領主を諌めた治療師の娘だね。教会でも一応成人認定されているけど。
心優しき娘だった。ちなみに物語では命を落としたが、後に騎士と添い遂げて末もこの地に残っているぞ。
そうだったのか。
事実は小説よりきなりだね。
So, in case you're wondering about Wazy ticking up, that's emblem. Right here's where I can use a charge in the assault gauge.
What? 国防軍の部隊が。
警備中かな。タイミングが悪かったね。
さすがにここで国防軍に見つかるわけにはいかないか。
まあ避けた方が無難だろうね。もっともいつになったらいなくなるかはわからないけど。
どうやらこの病院内にティオがいるようだな。
マジかい。
かすかに匂いを感じる。それ以外の支援課のメンバーはいないようだが。
まさかティオ、あれからどこかで怪我を負って入院を。
そこまでは私の鼻でもわからぬが、さすがに少々心配だな。
一体どうしたら。
少し裏技になるけど、ここで兵士たちと交戦しても増援を呼ばれずに済むかもしれない。
本当か。
何やら手立てがあるようだな。
まあね。どうするロイド。
言うまでもない。すぐにでも仕掛けよう。何としてもティオの様子を確かめないと。
やるか。
それじゃあ電光石火で蹴りをつけるとしようか。
暇だよな。こんな場所を警備なんて退屈すぎるっての。
ぼやくなって。例の支援課のバニングスが逃亡したままなんだからな。
たかが捜査官一人に何ができるってんだ。とっくに外国あたりに逃げ出してるんじゃないか。
しかしとんでもない化け物を連れてるって噂だが、第4連隊の連中が食われたってのは本当なのか。
ただのデマだろ。そんなことよりせっかくだからイリアの顔を拝みたいよな。確かまだ入院してるんだろ。
ああ、そのはずだぜ。とっとと怪我を治してもらって復活してほしいんだが。
それは同感だよ。
ロイド・バニングス、
本当に現れるとは。
やれやれ、化け物とは失敬な。
いや、あの元の姿を見たらさすがに仕方ないんじゃない。
争うつもりはない。だが立ちふさがるのなら遠慮。
生意気な少数だ。一気に制圧するぞラジャー。
行くぞみんな。
よかろう。
エニグマ駆動。
俺の番だな。
おお
So you can see with my gear, they're not really that scary or anything.
任せておけ。
行くよ。
Highly trained soldier with excellent morale, excels at long-range combat.
よし。
よかろう。
僕の番か。やれやれ。時間の無駄だったな。
強い。
さて、僕の出番かな。
聖杯のメダル。
我が深淵にてきらめく青金の刻印よ。四季の金曜と結びつきて偽りの記憶を彼らに与えよ。
これは、
教会に伝わる暗示の術の類のようだ。何やら不思議な力も使っているようだが。
君たちは先ほど大型の幻獣の接近を確認した。なんとか撃退したはいいが全員が負傷してしまったため一時的に帰投することになった。バニングスの姿は見ていないし当分現れそうな気配もない。
現れそうな気配もない。
Hope it's safe for them to drive like that.
すごいな。
ただの暗示の術ならばあそこまで具体的に操れまい。察するにスティグマの力を利用したというところか。
さすが伝説の聖獣だね。
スティグマ？
ま、ちょっとした昔のトラウマってところさ。いずれにせよ完璧ではないから2、3日で暗示は解けるだろう。軍も警戒してくるだろうから今後は使えないと思ってほしいな。
そうか、了解だ。
ワジさん、サイト。
ティオ。
無事のようだな。
やれやれ、一安心だね。
よかった。病院にいるって言うから一体どうしたのかと。大丈夫か？怪我とかしていないか？
ロイドさん、
教皇が。
今までどこに？拘置所に捕まってるって聞いて、脱走して軍の人たちに追われてるって動力ネットで見かけて。私ずっと心配で。
ティオ、ごめん、心配させちゃったみたいだな。でももう大丈夫だから。ザイトやワジの助けを借りてクロスペルに戻ってきたから。だから安心してくれ。
今はラブラブですね。お邪魔するのはちょっと気がとがめるけど。
セシルね。それにフラン。
お久しぶりです、ロイドさん。本当によく無事で。心配したわ、ロイド。
ごめん、みんなに心配をかけて。でもフラン、すっかり元気みたいだな。はい、
もうとっくに怪我も全開しちゃってます。まあクロスベルがあんなことになってしまったので。
そうか。でも本当によかった。
ところでおじさんのその格好はサイトも今までどこに？
まあいろいろあってね。
とりあえず今までの経緯を一通り説明させてもらおう。
今のってどうしたんですか？
いや、どうしたって
ひょっとしていつも言葉が分かってたから。
サイト、どうして人間の言葉を喋ってるんですか？そんなことがなんだか壮大すぎてピンと。私たちの住むクロスベル、過去にいろいろな経緯があって今があるということは分かったわ。この状況もキーヤちゃんのことも。
ああ、俺の望むことは2つだけだ。未だ見えていない真実をこの目で確かめること、そしてみんなを解放してキーヤを取り戻すことだ。
2つだけとか言いながらとんでもなく大変そうだけどね。
まあ勝負なのだろう。
それがロイドさんだから。私の心もロイドさんと同じです。支援課のメンバーとして、何よりキーヤの保護者として、どうか連れて行ってください。
ありがとうティオ、遠慮なく力を貸してもらうよ。でもどうしてティオはここに連れてこられたんだ？
多分マリアベルさんかアリオスさんの指示だと思います。支援課のメンバーは分断してそれぞれ別の場所で監視する。下手に一緒の場所に置いておくと団結してキーヤに働きかけかねないと思われたんでしょう。
なるほど。となるとエリーとランディもそれぞれ別の場所にいそうだな。
うん、クロスベル市にいたら解放するのは不可能だけど、ティオがここにいたってことは市外にいる可能性は高そうだね。
そうね、4人をキーヤちゃんに近づけないようにしているみたいだし。私も一緒に連れて行ってくれませんか？
No.
フラン
さん。私は皆さんみたいに戦えるわけじゃないですけど、それでもオペレーターならそこそこできると思うんです。何でもマジさんの飛行艇で移動しているそうですし、どうかお手伝いさせてほしいんです。
フラン。
ロイドさん。
うん、確かにメルカバも人手不足だから助かるんだけど、こればっかりはロイドに決めてもらわないとね。
そうだな。フラン、君のお姉さんは現在国防軍で働いている。俺たちについてくるということはノエルと対立すること、それは分かっているのか？
もちろんお姉ちゃんと争いたくなんてないですけど、それでも私だってクロスベル警察の警察官です。こんな危機的な状況放っておくわけにはいきません。
そうか、分かった。よろしく協力を頼むよ。
ありがとうございます。フランさん、よかったですね。
アッパスの仕事も少しは楽になりそうかな。
話がまとまったみたいね。
ああ、そろそろ行くよセシルね。
くれぐれも気をつけてね。私は直接みんなの力になってあげることはできないけど、ここで仕事をしながらみんなの無事を祈っているわ。
ありがとう。それで十分だよ。
セシルさん、どうもお世話になりました。私なんてずっとお世話になりっぱなしで。かわいい顔が台無しよ。そういえばフランさん、荷物をまとめなくていいの？ 着替えくらいは持っていった方がいいんじゃないかしら。急いで荷造りしなくちゃ。ちょっとだけ待っててくださいね。
ふふん、なかなか賑やかになりそうだな。
メルカバの中も少しは華やぎそうだね。
そういえば、よかったら待っている間、イリアとドノバンさんに挨拶でもしていく？
もしかして二人とも。
ええ、無事目を覚ましたわ。イリアさんの方はまだ歩けないみたいですが、ドノバン警部の方は順調に回復しているようです。
そうか、よかった。
ただ待ってるのもなんだし、お邪魔してみようか。
ああ、そうしよう。
私もお付き合いします。
病人を混乱させそうなので、私はここで待っているとしようか。
So we lose Zayat but pick up Tio. Huh, she has Saint's Garb also. I think I had her using the Slender Heels, but then again I had this on well, yeah, which one was it? So for her, we're looking for art stuff, usually. We lose accuracy if we go that way. That kind of defeats the point of being able to get a counter off. Give her a machete ribbon. Actually, now that I think about it, didn't I have her with this for status immunity? So she's still the slowest, but that could be yep, it's quartz related. So she's been using cannon just because I don't have a different water quartz to give her. And then this does give 8 water, which is kind of handy. As is, she is going to be the healer, so I guess we may as well leave that there. Looking for cast. Okay, action 2. We're looking for an EP cut. Give her that one for now, because I don't know when we're going to pick up Ellie. And now this one... I could give her ingenuity for the time being. She won't be able to throw out wind spells, but she'll have a lot more. Detective notebook. List. Water arts. Genesis Flood is 15, I have 13. I can almost get Diamond Dust, but I might be better off just trying to get Hydro Cannon or something. Oh well. That reminds me, we haven't seen each other since the day of the President's address site. You left to follow Kia after Arios took her away, but I never did find out where that led you. I pursued them as far as I could, but once the Divine Blade reached the lake, I was no longer able to follow. I wish I could have done more for Lloyd and the others. That was when I returned to my old pack and began making preparations. That I ended up causing you undue concern, however, something I regret in retrospect, Cecile. It's alright, what matters is that you're safe now, Zayt, the way Lloyd is. Not to mention you're even helping him in ways in battle. Thank you for that. Cecile patted Zayt's head. For some reason I feel a lot more at ease whenever I'm with you, Zayt. I'm sorry, I should have asked before petting you like that. It didn't offend you, I hope? No, it was nothing so unpleasant. I fear it gave him flashbacks of Ursula or something. Wonders up with Zide, he's being awfully quiet. Perhaps being pet by Cecile has left him feeling awkward. I always find it relaxing when Zide keeps me company. We haven't known each other for long, nor have we spent much time together, and yet I feel so at ease around him. There's something nostalgic about it somehow, as if we've been friends for ages. One would almost think you were attached by a red string of fate. I don't know if I'm more jealous of Zide or Cecile. Have you been taking the time to study these days, Michaud? No, not exactly. I haven't really been in the mood. With everything going on in Crossbell, I'm finding it difficult to focus. I'm too worried about everyone at Lotus Heights. It's completely understandable that you would feel that way. But don't forget what you're here for. Make sure you get back to those books once you calm down, okay? Right, I just can't stop wondering if everyone back at Lotus Heights is okay. Though I guess using that as a reason not to study would be pretty pathetic of me. Studying's all about persistence. Miss one day and it'll cost you 3 more to get back in the rhythm. I know you're worried about what's going on in the city, but this isn't the time to start slacking off, okay? I overheard those city kids talking about Arc-en-Ciel. They're big fans. They came to the hospital to visit Ilya, but stayed after the barrier went up. They've been helping me out a lot, in fact. It's nice to know some good kids are being raised in the state, you know? So we have a new issue of this. 3-day stew. Surgical gloves. We'll probably be fine. Real quick, let's look at the records. So we're missing some stuff still of Sunshine Agnes. There's probably like 2... Actually, I don't even know what chapter we're on. Every treasure chest. All quartz. This one is not possible for me to get because I missed a paint thing during an earlier mission because books suck. So for the cancel, I'm at 67. This is a New Game Plus achievement. So I think this is just a matter. These two are like the same. You just have to equip a different one on each character. So Waze, you were only at 3. Noelle's maxed. Randy, I don't know when we finally trigger the scene, but I'm gonna have to grind with whatever the link moves are called. Lady Ilya's regained consciousness. I couldn't be more over the moon. This makes all the time we spent staying here and praying for her recovery totally worth it. Times are tough right now, so as much as we'd give anything to pay Lady Ilya a visit, we need to hold back. So we should try to help her around at the hospital and make ourselves as useful as we can be. No one. No one. No one. I believe Mayfa is resting in her room right now. She and the rest of the staff have been working around the clock, so I hope they make sure to let themselves recharge. That's what breaks are for. With our number of outpatients dwindling down to 0, I've had more time to take breaks like this. Though knowing why we're not admitting patients keeps me from enjoying it. Still, Martha ordered me to rest up. On the other hand, I don't think I feel too comfortable leaving Serona unattended like this. Maybe I'll go check on her later. I'm trying out a new S-craft I came up with yesterday, except S stands for sheet drying. I call it the pile dryer. Like it? Stacking sheets together lets me dry twice as many as once. That means I should be done in half the time, right? Now I can easily cover all of Mayfa's work while she has the day off. I think. I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work. So hopefully you guys see the problem there. Then again, the weird part is just exposing sheets to the air like that contaminates them, so they're not really suitable for medical purposes. Dr. Sayland. Oh, good to see you, Triple S. This used to be Shizuku's room. What are you doing in here by yourself? Well, she's a former patient of mine. I was simply working through some thoughts. Such as how she's been since Arios McLean took her from the hospital. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard anything about her since that day. She must be holed up with others at Orcus Tower. Having a patient wrested out of your care is a shameful experience, even if it was by her own father. Still, I understand that the circumstances were anything but ordinary. Arios having been appointed as the Secretary of Defense. I know there's simply no way he could allow her to stay here any longer, but it doesn't make it any easier to accept. I'm sorry, Doctor. No, I should be apologizing. You don't need to hear about my troubles. You've come to visit your friends, correct? I'd like some time alone if you wouldn't mind.
Ara? どちら様? 入っちゃっていいわよ。失礼します。あら、ティオちゃんと。弟くんじゃない。それにあなたは確か。
ああ、ご無沙汰してるね。
イリアさん、本当にお久しぶりです。すみません、お見舞いなのに手ぶらで来てしまって。
もうそんなの気にしないでってば。ほらほら、3人ともこっちにいらっしゃいな。ああ、ファンからのお菓子とか勝手に食べちゃってもいいわよ。クッキーとかだったらまだ賞味期限内だと思うし。それでは失礼します。そっか、君たちもいろいろ大変そうね。クロスベルそのものがとんでもないことになってるのは。
はい。
まあ確かにとんでもないとしか表現できない事態だよね。
足が動かないのがもどかしくて仕方ないわね。アルカンシェルの様子とかこの目で確かめたいんだけど。
そのイリアさん、体の方は
ああ、セイランド先生は歩けるようになるかどうかも現時点ではわからないだって。まあ 100% 無理って断言されたわけじゃないけど。
そうですか。
ああ、もうそんな顔をされたらこっちまで暗くなるじゃないの。あのね、ダメって思い込んだらそれだけで可能性はなくなるのよ。舞台にしてもそうだけど、どこかに必ず答えはあるの。どんなに苦しくても絶望的でも一筋の光明は絶対にあるわ。諦めない限りきっとね。
すごいね、あなたは。
別にすごいとか言われるほどのものかしら。第一ね、話を聞く限りあなたたちの方が大変じゃないの？
それは
確かに普通に考えれば同じよ、同じ。人って大切なもののためならどこまでも頑張れる生き物だしね。程度の差あれ、それが人の強さなんだと思う。
人という生き物の。
なるほど。
まあ私はその中でもかなり欲張りな方だと思うけど、それでも本質的なところは他の人たちだって同じだと思うわ。うちの劇団員たちも、もちろんリーシャもね。
イリアさん
あの子に会えたら伝えておいてもらえない？あんたにとって一番大切なものは何？その大切なものを前にして頑張らずにいられるの？
わかりました。リーシャに会うことができたら必ずその言葉を伝えます。
ええ、頼んだわよ。
Admittedly, I'm still worried about all my fellow troop members in the city. Then again, this is Arkansas I'm talking about. Knowing them, they're practicing just as hard as ever. So what you're worried about is whether or not they're rehearsing. I'm certain they are galloping about in laces and frills as we speak. Ah, to be an artist. Plus, these are important years for Sully's growth in particular. That girl had better improve by leaps and bounds by the time I make my stunning comeback.
ほんと、とんでもないね。さすが炎の舞姫なんて呼ばれてるだけはあるな。
むしろ舞台の太陽の姫そのものかと。私もここに連れてこられて何度か話しているんですけど、セシルさんとモダもすごく元気づけてもらいました。
そっか。本当になんとかリーシャも見つけられればいいんだけどな。
まあそればっかりはエイドスの巡り合わせだろうね。
ドノバン警部の方もお見舞いに行きましょうか。
ああ、そうしよう。
Let's see here. Notebook, Enigma, toothbrush. I'll have to finish saying goodbye to all the other patients and nurses too. I think Fran needs a little more time to get ready. That's fine, we still have our own rounds to make, don't we?
バラ、検温の時間かしら。
どうぞ。失礼します。
ああ、お前ら支援課じゃねえか。
お久しぶりです、ドノバン警部。
あれ、そちらの美人はどなただい？もしかして合いびきのお邪魔をしちゃったかな？
再会していきなり何言い出しやがる。
ワジ、お前な。
こちらは警部の奥さんのファラさんです。少し前にお見舞いに来てからしばらく滞在しています。
はじめまして。いつも主人がお世話になっています。主人やティオさんから時々話に聞いていたけど、とても面白い人たちみたいね。
お褒めいただき光栄だよ。
多分褒めてるんじゃないと思うけど。
まあ積もる話もあるだろうが、一度事情を説明しちゃくれねえか。
ええ、わかりました。
思った以上に大変なことが起きてやがるな。それに聞いた限りじゃ、ここであったことも本部には報告しない方が良さそうだな。
はい、そうしていただけると助かります。
まあ僕はどっちでもいいけど、ロイドは指名手配されてるだろうからね。
まあ
とにかく警部、クロスベル市内の状況はどうなっていますか？
うん、俺も見舞いに来たレーモンドから聞いただけだが、クロスベル警察は国防軍の下部組織として完全に取り込まれたそうだ。業務内容は変わっちゃいないが、今は市内での雑用ばかりに駆り出されてるらしい。
やはりそうですか。
まあ現状を考えると仕方ないだろうけどね。
でもそんな体制、さすがに反発があったのでは。ピエール副局長はともかく、セルゲイ課長やダドリーさんが黙って従っているとは。
ああ、ここだけの話だが、どうやらセルゲイやダドリー、レーモンドも含む警官たちが密かに動いてるらしい。
課長たちは？
あくまで極秘林だがな。気を伺いつつ、なんとか現状を打開する方法を探しているってところなんだろ
う。誰も彼もが黙っている玉じゃないってことか。希望が見えてきたかな。あ
あ、今のところコンタクトを取るのは難しそうだけど、俺たちは俺たちなりに現状を打開する術を探っていった方がいいだろう。
それでこそお前らだ。実際かなり厳しいだろうが、なんとか決まってみてくれ。俺も復帰したらすぐにでもセルゲイたちに合流して。
まあ、あなたったら今は彼らやレイモンド君たちに任せて、ゆっくりと体を治しなさいな。完治するまでは私が絶対に無理なんかさせませんからね。
ああ
言いたいことを言われちゃったか。
警部もこの奥さんには頭が上がらないみたいですね。
いい奥さんに恵まれて警部も幸せ者だね。
Boy, though, I feel a little embarrassed when you could see me like this. Farrah's had me wrapped around her finger since the day I put a ring on it. You two seem to make a great pair. Cute couple is how I would put it. Aw, did you hear that, sweetie? I've always said you were cute. Does she really have to be like this in front of them and Raymond? I understand there's a lot more, going on in Crossbow right now, but that's all the more reason for me to keep looking out for my Donnie. Somebody needs to make sure he doesn't do anything reckless.
なあフラン、荷物はまとめ終わったのか？
この通りです。フランさんの制服姿も久しぶりですね。私もだよ。皆さんはドノバン警部のお見舞いをしてたんですか？
ああ、今終わったところだ。フランも警部の見舞いに。
ええ、退院する前に一通り挨拶しておこうと思いまして。特に警部には危ないところを助けてもらいましたし。
そっか。それじゃまた後でな。
はい、また後で。
さて、彼女の挨拶が終わったらメルカバに戻るとしようか。
なあ、そうだな。
So I want to finish going through there. We need to come back. Discovered another blind spot in the septium vein influence just in front of the hospital. Second warp circle, yada yada. So we can track wanted monsters and other requests along the highways. Lower cabin.
七葉脈の力場の隙間を新たに感知。そちらにデータを送ります。はい、了解です。座標特定できました。クロスベル北東エリアアルモリカ村近辺です。
すごいな。
随分と助かる。プラトーの艦能力はもちろんだが、専門のオペレーターがいると艦の運用効率が格段に上がるな。
まだまだ未熟ですけど。
これからは効率的に降りられる場所を探せそうだね。それでどうする？このまま新しいポイントに行ってみるかい？
ああ、アルモリカ村の様子も確かめられそうだしな。
機関最大目的地アルモリカ村上空。
警戒態勢を維持しつつ目的地へと向かいます。
Abbas was just showing me how to use the ship's main terminal. Surprisingly, the Merkabah systems were designed by none other than the Epstein Foundation. Really? There's no mistaking it. I do recall spotting church officials visiting the Foundation's headquarters in the past. Have the two truly been collaborating all this time? Yes, though naturally it is off the record. This Merkabah is powered by what is known as the Heavenly Chariot, an artifact capable of providing flight-based transport. After the Orbital Revolution, we worked with the Foundation to refurbish it into what you see now, using the Heavenly Chariot as an engine. The Heavenly Chariot? That's the name Zayt muttered the first time you guys showed me the ship on Tangram Hill. You may as well know that the Church has also assisted with the development of battle orbments among other technologies. The orbital arts you all use have their foundations in the Church's thaumaturgy. Fascinating. Goes without saying, but be aware that this information is strictly confidential. I trust you won't do anything to compromise that. Of course, we wouldn't dream of it. You have my word as well. And I've already forgotten it. Okay, had a phone call there. Lloyd, I want to give you this. Her Palm Party stuff. Is this your personal Palm Party account? I thought it might provide a fun distraction from our current predicament. Feel free to challenge me at any time. I'd be more than happy to obliterate you. Alright, you're on. Teal's confident in her Palm Party skills, and that's putting it lightly. I'll have to give it my all if I gotta stand a chance. Merkabah's engine is powered by the Heavenly Chariot and artifact flight. That's a repeat. That's a repeat. So the Merkabah is equipped with some kind of terminal, the same kind of terminal you had at the SSS building, huh? Means I can send you all support requests just like I used to. Talk about convenient, huh? You're right, the terminal in the cabin is pretty much the same. Now that I think about it, where does that even get the data from? I had the same question, so I asked Abbas. He said that sometimes ship systems pick up dangerous monsters while searching for gaps in the septium vein influence. Apparently it's a function of the Merkabah to detect anything that might hamper its day-to-day operations. Well, definitely wouldn't be safe to leave those monsters alone. We'll take care of them if we get the chance. This means I'll be reporting to you with those support requests. It's going to be a real trip down memory lane. Just like old times, almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. I know it might be a bit of a hassle to report from the cabin terminal when I'm right upstairs, but procedure is still important, you know? This way you can get proper credit when we return to the department someday. I agree. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to having you as our dependable operator again. You can count on me. And that's the nap room. Zai should be out here. Oh. Ursula Road Extermination, Org Virage, Old Armorica, Viso, Main's Mountain for Salamander, and West Crossbell is Quetzalcoatl. So anyway, we cannot access Roberts, Michelle, Maria Bell, or Iona. Don't we have a good spot over there? Sucks I have to use it like that. Could it be? It is, you've defeated all possible opponents in Palm Party, Lloyd. No way, really? It's amazing, Lloyd. I'm so happy for you. Thanks, so I don't know how I did it. Felt like blind luck most of the time. On the contrary, in puzzle games like these, chance alone can only take you so far. Banning, you've become a true Palm Master. Thanks, I think. You should be honored. Take this if you would. Magius. This is a Forbidden Master course that was co-developed by the Church and the Epstein Foundation using ancient techniques. It was considered too powerful and dangerous to be used under normal circumstances, but I believe you'll be able to use it wisely, Palm Master. Wow, I'm flattered. Thanks, Abbas. I'll put it to good use. And there you go. You get the achievement Palm Party Grandmaster. Looking for this as a substitute for Tio. Like, I'm looking at all the other stats you get off that Magius. We lose out on a little bit of time, but I think that just can't be beat. You know what? Let's look at it from this screen. It's a little easier. We do have one wind spell. You managed to reunite with some of your friends. That's a great start. Still, it never hurts to be prepared for whatever's next. Stay safe out there, okay? So I just want to see... It says this is what she has equipped. Oh. She's supposed to be using this for the speed. So that puts her a blinding 90 speed. If I can get still blue, I can put that here, or if I find something else that gives a nice amount of arts. That nurse. You meet Cecile? What about her? Nothing in particular. I was merely pondering the peculiar way fate brings people together. It is irrelevant, so pay no mind. If you say so? Then aside, it was fortuitous that you were able to reunite with Tio so quickly. Now I must locate your other comrades. Right, I'm not sure what that was all about, but at least we can agree on that last part. Now that Tio and Fran are aboard, we'll be able to make better use of the Merkabah's capabilities. We can only do so much to look for those landing spots otherwise. Having the two of them with us is going to be a big windfall. Maybe Adios herself is the one who guided us back to them so quickly. One area of the ship that we ask you don't enter is the engine room. There's something important there that should never be shown to outsiders, no matter the circumstances. Could that be the heavenly chariot artifact Abbas mentioned earlier? Makes you wonder if it's like a child powering it or something, but surely they'd never do that. Real quick, quartz. Do I have enough for a cast 2 after all? Yep, it's gonna drain everything I've got, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Okay, back to the hospital we go. Without Defense Force protection, ambulances can't safely travel to or from the hospital. It's not an ideal situation. Between the cryptids on the highway and the CDS restrictions, we're really in a bind here. Wish they'd spare a few more soldiers for escort duty at the very least. Personally speaking, I support you and your allies over the Defense Force and the President. So good luck, everyone, and please stay safe out there. If nothing else, try not to cause Cecile too much worry, okay? Is she still here? There we are. Take a look at this cluster of organs illustrated here. I get it now. You know, it's nice to see you've gotten used to studying during meals, Michaud. Before you couldn't even fathom eating while reading a book like this. It's all thanks to your tutoring, Flora. And he repeats that. It's good to see you're finally getting used to this, and that's also a repeat. Had some provisions delivered from the city, but it's all processed foods and preservatives. Rations, basically. Good grief, they're not going to help the nutritional value of our hospital meals one bit. Notice the expressions on our visitors' and patients' faces getting gloomier too. If only I could do something to change that. Honestly, I want to scream Lady Ilya's name from the top of my lungs until she hears it from her room. But I won't. I haven't forgotten this is a hospital, so I'll keep myself in check. We've been helping out around here all the while praying that Lady Ilya recovers faster, even if it's just by one day. The superintendent really knows how to pile on the work, but if it's for Lady Ilya's sake, then I say bring it on. Where'd the maid go? There she is, slacking off, I bet. Taking Miss Portia and Tapper here to help clean the dorms and deliver meals to the patients, make future me's life heck a lot easier if they decide to just work here permanently. So yeah, we might have missed some stuff since we went directly to those rooms. What are you doing, Cerrone? The sheets will never dry if you pile them on top of each other like that. Seriously, you should know better by now. How many years have you been doing this again? Let me think. We've been working together for 1, 2... It was a rhetorical question. Now knock it off and hang these out to dry the way you're supposed to. Honestly, Cerrone, you think I could at least trust her to dry sheets by herself? Can't take my eyes off that girl for even a second, can I? Isn't Mayfa just the best? Okay, I don't see anyone. Oh, the janitor's over there. They haven't been able to conduct half as many intellectual experiments over at the research ward these days. With nothing coming in from Remophiria and travel restrictions keeping them from collecting samples themselves, there's just not enough to go around. At this rate, it's only going to become more and more difficult for the residents to get any proper studying done. The worst repercussion to Crossbell kind of back ties is that the hospital has lost its partnership with Remophiria. The President does have a large stockpile of medical supplies prepared in case of emergency, but that's hardly a solution. For one thing, prescriptions are supposed to be given according to each individual's condition and constitution. Each patient is unique. It's going to be difficult to handle each and every case with a narrow selection of pharmaceuticals the President has stored. Frankly, I'm not sure how we should tackle the situation. We're going to have to think of alternatives. Not only that, but the stuff has shelf lives, so after a while it just goes bad anyway. Wonder how Shizuku has been. Hopefully she's doing alright. Agreed. Kia had been worried about her as well. Both of them should be at Orcus Tower at this point. They might even manage to meet up. Kia could probably use a friend right now. Don't you worry, Lloyd. With any luck, it won't be long before the Triple S is back together. Easier said than done. We've got a tough road ahead of us. Yeah, if we want to bring Kia back, we're going to need the combined strength of every one of us. So no matter how hard things get, I won't rest until our team is whole again. I know for a fact that you can do it. Now get out there and find them. I'll be praying to the goddess on your behalf. Thanks, Cecile. Hearing that makes me feel stronger already. She truly does have your blood, Ursula. Is something wrong, Zeit? No, not at all. I was simply lost in thought. Remember he said her descendant was still around? Dr. Salen says she doesn't know whether I'll be able to walk again, but as long as I have more than a 0% chance, that's enough reason to keep up the faith. Besides, just like I said, people will do whatever it takes to fight for what matters most to them. Sounds especially convincing coming from you, Ilya. It's better. And don't forget the message I told you to deliver to Risha. Can you truly turn your back in the face of what you hold dear? Of course, we'll pass your words on to her the next chance we get. Sad as it is, I don't think I'm in any condition to rejoin the Force right now, not until I give my body the rest it needs. I'll just have to put my faith in Raymond, Sergei, and the rest until I'm fit to leave. I was visiting Donnie the day Mr. Claw took office as president, and I've been stuck here ever since. The application process to receive passage to and from the city is just too much of a hassle. Besides, it's not often I get a chance to spend some quality time with my hubby like this. You can't blame me for wanting to take it. See if we can check it on the Saber Vipers. Huh. Not that I've spoken to her directly, but seeing Ilya's commitment toward her recovery has really helped lift my spirits. I'll be sure to tell everyone back in city about how hard Ilya is fighting when I get home. What good will complaining do? I could march right up to the president's desk and I wouldn't change anything. This is the time to dig deep and endure. That's what we crossbellans are best at. Formally, the hospital does still have the support of President Qua. That hasn't stopped panic from spreading among all the patients who are still here, however. True enough, even ambulances aren't exempt from travel restrictions. Hope I haven't been contributing to passing the anxiety onto our patients, being only a resident and all. Under these circumstances, I feel they'd be disquieted no matter how experienced their attending physician was. Regardless, be mindful and considerate of the patients. Try to reassure them however you can. So the anxiety is getting even to you, huh, Dr. Baldine? We're all only human in the end. Regardless, be mindful and considerate of the patients. Try to reassure them however you can. And that's a repeat. They're linked. Inspector Donovan's recovery is progressing well, so with any luck, he should be discharged soon. Ilya, on the other hand, might never fully recover, no matter how intense her rehabilitation is. Hope she does, though. If anyone can make a grand comeback, it's her. People are only being permitted to leave the city to visit the hospital if they're suffering from severe injury or illness. It bothers me to no end. Such a policy doesn't take into account any ailments that require professional diagnosis. Not everything can be seen at a quick glance. I shudder to think of how horrible it would be to lose a patient we could have saved had they just been allowed to come here sooner. Very, very relevant to a certain condition that affected the real world a little while ago. A few years. I was lucky enough to have my travel application approved so I could finally return home. Too bad it'll still take a while. I need to wait for the Defense Force to come escort me. Man, how patient do they expect me to be? Well, patient is your title, just saying. I want to go home already. I'm expecting this to be empty. Sadly, Ilya Platier hasn't shown any signs of making a full recovery yet, but I'm sure she'll be fine. St. Ursula employs the best medical professionals on the continent. May not be today, may not be tomorrow, but if anyone can help Ilya recover, it's the doctors of St. Ursula. I somehow managed to find a spare part to replace one that was breaking down. Turned out fine this time, but since it's a specialty component, we can't get a new one unless we order from Remiferia. What a pickle. In the meantime, we're gonna have to be careful with what we have. I'm sure Dr. Gailey is worried about his family, but it hasn't slowed him down. He's doing everything he can for St. Ursula. I'd be concerned about my family too, but I think I'll follow the doctor's lead and focus on helping Chief Ursuline for now. I'm in the middle of organizing the pharmaceuticals that were provided to us by the Defense Force. Sadly, the supplies aren't the best. Whoever picked these out for our patients is a complete amateur. We can get by with this for the time being, but it won't be enough to treat a patient in critical condition. So have they buried the hatchet? So I've been wondering, Gailey, your wife and son live in Crossbell City. Have you been able to get in contact with them? Not recently, no. I see. How worrisome. If I may make a suggestion, you can always try speaking with the Defense Force about returning to the city. No, I know my wife and Keynes can look after themselves. It wouldn't be right to leave the hospital now. We never know when a patient in critical condition might roll through our doors. You realize that, don't you, Lago? That's true. Pardon my concern. You've clearly put thought into this. Gailey's so worried about his wife and son that it's affecting his work, so I suggested it'd be better for him to request to go home. But I suppose he is a doctor. This is where he thinks he belongs right now. Perhaps I should have kept my comments to myself. Even Lago's capable of eking out a thoughtful remark every now and then. I'm sure my wife and Keynes are fine, so I won't waste my energy worrying. If you're wondering about the current flow of information in the state, it's not good. We barely hear anything from the city. We're notified of emergencies every now and again, but with all the restrictions, our response time is going to suffer. These circumstances couldn't be worse. Earlier, we spoke with the Defense Force about having them deliver prescriptions to our patients who can no longer commute, but there are far too many of them. We couldn't possibly arrange for each and every one. There's only so much we can do. And with that, folks, we actually did cover all of St. Ursula. So, I'm good to call it quits here. We pick up next time, we'll hit up our Morica and do it all over again. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.